We're here at the outdoor demo, second day of Interbike. We're going to be talking about the Turner lineup, but the big news for us is this is our 20th anniversary. 20 years ago was our first trade show, our first trip to Vegas, and we showed up at that time with one model. It had 2 3/4 inches of suspension travel, and it was made in USA out of aluminum. And this day we're still making many models now instead of just one, all made in USA, all suspension. We still have yet to produce for commercial uses a non-suspension frame. So good to have you all stop by, look at our virtual trade show booth, and oh, and the other thing I want to do is I want to thank a lot of you guys, a lot of you riders out there that have supported us for so many years. I mean, 20 years. We talked to some of you, you're on, 4, 5, 6 bikes, some of you. And then you've told friends. And as a small company, as a very small company in the bike industry, that means a lot to us. The newest model in the Turner line this year is the Flux. In the past, it's been a 100mm travel, 26-inch wheel bike, and this year we've introduced it just a few months ago. We introduced it with 27.5 wheels, and we bumped the travel now up to 120mm of travel. We also added the first shaped tubing that Turner Bikes has ever done on an aluminum bike. This is made in America tubing. Both the tube itself and the forming is done here in the US. The head angle's been slackened to 68, and it's funny how years ago this would have been darn near a downhill bike, but today this is a light trail bike, or a cross-country race bike if you're not too serious about your cross-country racing. The one thing I wanted to mention is that Turner Bikes does not sell 650. Okay, we're not selling 650 wheel bikes. Right here we got a scratch right on the widest part of the axle, and as you can see, that's over 350 millimeters from the ground. Well, that's the radius, and times 2, that's a 700mm or 700+ millimeter diameter tire. So just wanted to clarify, we don't do 650, we do 27.5. And that's where we've actually, all of our cross-country and trail bikes are now 27.5 or 29. So the Flux, unlike the Burner, does not have an ISCG tab. The tubing and the attitude of the bike has been, well, the tubing itself, the construction is as light as prudent. It does take a tapered steer tube fork with an oversized lower bearing, so get good life out of the headset bearings. Of course, we're using DW Link for super efficient pedaling. The pivots are all sealed like everything else with our custom stainless steel grease fittings. All the bikes have the 142x12 rear axle, and we use the DT Swiss rear axle. We spec that. We feel it's the lightest and the highest quality mechanism, and you can reclock the handle whichever way you want. This bike here with a 68 head is a lot more, you can steer it easier. It doesn't require as much leaning and angulation to get it to change direction. So this is a less aggressive bike to ride with a less stiff or more cross-country oriented tube set. This is for the person that's looking for a bike that's, they want to go for ride every chance they get. They're not looking to shred every ride. The whole ride experience, including the climbing, is very important to what I feel the Flux rider is. This is the 20th anniversary finish on the Burner. When we introduced the first Turner bike in 1993, it was polished, looked very much like this. So we've brought this finish back. We don't plan on doing it all the time. It's time consuming. It's a 2-step process, but it looks really sharp while it's fresh and shiny in the sun. The Burner we introduced a year and a half ago. We were one of the first companies, I think, to jump in with a production 27.5 mountain bike, and We'd always been big fans of the 27.5. That mid wheel size really does make it's noticeable over a 26-inch wheel when it comes down to rolling over chunk. It makes every bump a little bit smaller, yet it does not have the ponderousness that a 29 does, especially when you have like construction tire. In other words, if you have a heavy trail style tire on a 27.5-inch wheel bike, you're not going to have the same inertial weight that you would with the 29er, as well as the real weight. 140 millimeters of travel in the back. We spec it with a 150 travel fork. All of the bikes have cable routing for dropper posts, and for 2014, we should actually have the seat post very shortly. We have a batch ordered with the KS Lev. It's been getting rave reviews now for the longest period of time, and we've done a lot of testing on it, and it's holding up really well. The other nice thing about the Lev is the control line doesn't go up and down with the seat. So, you know, nice, tight, clean routing. You know, you can build the burner down and the Flux up to be closer to each other. And you can also build the Flux lighter to be more cross-country race. And you could put a, bigger set of tires and short, even shorter stem on the burner and make that even more enduro style. You're roughly about 66.5, 67 degrees or so on the burner. It requires a more aggressive cornering technique, with the new wide bar short stem. So basically you twist, the bars, counter steering, and, creating a much more aggressive angle to the bike to get the slacker bike to turn. So in my thinking, that requires more rigidity out of the frame. So it's much stiffer than the Flux. The other thing about it is we put the ISCG tabs on there. They're inset a couple of millimeters, so in that rare occasion that a chain does fall off today, it doesn't jam as easily, but we do have the ISCG on there. And for the really hard riders, that is kind of an extra bit of insurance, even with today's skip tooth chain ring designs and such. The other is you can put a bash guard on there to protect that 1x10 or 1x11 skip tooth chain ring. Like the other bikes in the line, we do have cable clamping places for the dropper post of your choice. The bike's 140 2x12 axle as well, tapered fork compatibility, and the available colors in this. So basically 20th anniversary special edition polished. Of course, there's raw. We sell a lot of raw to you guys. You guys seem to like that. So the raw and the polish on a 6000 series aluminum frame is it's going to last a long time. 6000 series aluminum has an A rating for corrosion resistance, so it's nothing to worry about for your sweat or anything like that. So you can leave it this way. This will oxidize, so a little bit of automotive wax would work, great to keep it looking like this. We also have anodized orange and black, and something that's going to happen that we're offering on all the aluminum bikes this year is we'll be offering 8 custom colors. If you order direct from Turner Bikes, there's 8 different colors of paint, including 2 coats, a translucent coat over sparkle bases and such. The more expensive paint job, all that is available this year as well. Kind of bringing back that old stuff we used to do in the past, like the polished. We'll do the paint again as usual. Thank you very much, all you riders that have supported Turner Bikes over the years. It means a lot to us. We try to give the best service possible and keep that, going on, reciprocating.